Sure ni ukienda kwa hizi malls za government kama Mama Lucy ndio tunakimbilia watu wa Mkuru kwa jenga. Unaambiwa hakuna madawa uende ubai. Na wewe hizo uko na NHIF. Kila mwezi nalipa 500. Mali ninakupa hizo madawa na mbona nitoe cash. Hii mimi ninapeleka kwa NHIF na simamia nini? Gava ifanyie kama hakuna madaktari madawa kwa hizo hospitali. Mali natuma kwenda kupa hizo madawa na cash. Hii NHIF ilipia hizo madawa. That's why unapotoka Mkuru kwa jenga watu wengi wana NHIF. Iwasaidii. Unaenda kwa hosi hakuna dawa na kiwendo buy dawa na buy dawa na tumia cash. End of the month unalipa NHIF for what purpose? Hizo ma chemist tunaenda kubuy dawa hiyo NHIF ilipia.
I have 3 questions. The first one is for the CC from Kiambu County, and that is I just want to understand why do you think over 70% of the patients in your county are coming from elsewhere, and as you said, Nairobi is the main culprit. That's one. The 2 questions now are for Kerva. The first one is that in our budget in Nairobi County, we have been allocating money for various projects. I will give example, Waitaka Technical Institute, but since that money was allocated, we have not seen any progress. There is no implementation of that budget in that place, and many other projects which I want to mention today. The last question for Keva is that Nairobi County government is planning to construct 4 stadia in various places, including Kawangwale, Kiumwini, and 2 other places. My worry is that all these projects are appearing in the annual development plans, starting from last year and this year, and I've also seen the annual development plan for 2019-2020. All the 4 projects are appearing. Could you give us progress on what is going on? Are we really going to be able to deliver on these 4 projects?
Swali langu la mwendea Kefa. Hivi anasema kana kwamba Nairobi kuna hiyo story ya ujenzi. Hivi mtajengeje mtu nyumba ili hali chakula mjampa? Kitu cha pili, huyo mtu nyumba yenye anaishi labda ni nyumba ya matope ya shilingi 800, uje umjengee nyumba, umuitishe shilingi 3000, ila hiyo 800 tatizo mkulipa, 3000 atatoa wapi? Hautampata hiyo pesa. Atatoa wapi ndo alipiza 3000 na 800 yenyewe ni tatizo. Chakula chenyewe bado ni shida. Swali lingine, hizo basari zenye mnapeana, muangalia wale mwapea ama mwapata wale mwataka, maana kule vijijini kuna watu wana mahitaji kabisa. Wanahitaji hizo basari kabisa. Lakini zikifika pale juu wale wanapewa wale watu wenye wako na uwezo. Je, mwasaidia nini ama ni kutuongezea shida sijui ya shida?
Cash transfer. Kuna mama mzee kabisa, sema kama kutoka 8 years anapata hizo pesa. Kwa hiyo boma tena kuna mtu ana disability ama wenye wana disability. Mmoja ndiye anapewa, nasikia mwingine hapewi. Kwa nini wasipatie kila mtu haki yake, sababu kila mtu ako na shida zake?
In terms of housing, the question is, are we going to provide housing without food? It will have been if we were to prioritize food and housing, it will be a difficult question to know whether you will provide somebody with food and leave them to live outside, or give them a house and live inside there. But the issue is, for now, the challenge that we have in Nairobi is housing, with an acute shortage of affordable housing to a tune of 200,000 units per year. And the reason of this is that there is a lot of rural-urban migration. In Kenya now, rural-urban migration, the national average is about 1.8. But rural-urban migration directed at Nairobi is at 4.8%. And that is the greatest driver of population growth in the city. So what we are focusing on at the moment, alongside food security, which we are driving through enhancing. We have reviewed our policies that used to prohibit urban agriculture. Now you can do agriculture in Nairobi. You have seen some of our extension officers coming to areas to teach citizens about new technologies, especially in the informal settlements. So we are hoping that there is going to be uptake of that technology so that we enhance our capacity to produce our own food. But for housing, our first priority will go to those who are living in those areas. If we are developing a house in a particular area, those residents, in the negotiations that we have and in the agreements that we sign before moving to site, we agree that they will be able to get the first priority, and then the rest of the people can be able to get those houses. Now, the bursary is an issue, just like one of the participants has indicated. There are regulations, and the target here is bright children from needy backgrounds. But the problem is greed, so that you find that there is always a human hand somewhere. There are people who want to have more than they deserve. And so what we would like to urge is that the governor set up structures for reporting. If you have got an issue with the manner in which the bursary has been issued, you can be able to appeal. But actually, the criteria is for those who are needy and who come from poor backgrounds. In terms of development allocation, we are not able to absorb. And you can see, if you read the report of the Control of Budget, Nairobi is not the worst performing. Just in 3 months' time, 2 months ago, we were ranked the best in terms of development index. We are trying, but we have challenges in terms of sometimes we have a deficit. When we are targeting to raise, for example, 15 billion like last year, we ended up collecting around 10 billion because of the lengthy political process that we had in 2017. So the projects that would have been funded with the deficit component of 5 billion end up suffering. And that becomes an issue that we are addressing at the moment. Stadia, these are issues. We have 4 stadiums which are ongoing at the moment. And I want to say that we are making very good progress with the Dandora, which is at 60% completion. And we are not just doing, renovation. We are doing an overhaul so that we can have a stadia that meets international standards. Kawangware was recently launched, and it's ongoing. It has got a completion period of about 18 months, and we are looking forward to see that it gets done on time. Kihumbuini was also, groundbreaking was done about a week ago during the show, and so we are looking forward to that being done. Ziwani will follow. We cannot do all the projects at the same time because of resource constraints, but I want to beg that you give us an opportunity this time around to see how we move with those projects. Finally, the report on first generation CIDP is available in my office, and we had it online for a while, but it was pulled down because of the need to upload more documents. So whoever is in need can get in touch with me. The issue of affordability of health services, indeed, all the public health services offered in our health facilities are affordable. It's only that sometimes the challenge we have had before is that you find that we don't have drugs, so that when you go there as a patient, then you have to go and buy drugs elsewhere. But over the last 1 month, efforts have been done to repay KEMSA, who are the suppliers of our drugs, and we are almost through with repaying the debt, and therefore supply has resumed, and we expect that our facilities will be running normally once again. Kariobangi Health Center has been an ongoing issue. As you may be aware, Nairobi is one of those counties that inherited a huge debt portfolio. And one of the debts that we inherited was that of that particular facility, which are now being sorted out so that the contractor can resume to site and be able to complete that project alongside others. What we have put in the annual development plan this time around for 2018-2019, we want to be held accountable on a regular basis, and we do quarterly monitoring reports. So if you may want to know what we have done in the first quarter of each financial year, you are free to visit our office, and you can be able to get to see what we are doing.